Hi Gareth, hi Harry, nice to see you. Gareth, this was a very emotional occasion at Wembley for a lot of people when you played them in March. Do you expect this to be even more so, and as a result, does that make it a bigger challenge for England?
Well, we know, of course, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians living here, so we're expecting a very passionate and partisan support for their team. We're used to playing in that sort of environment. We're of course respectful of the occasion, but our job is to come here and attempt to win a football game. So it's for us making sure that we keep the emotions in check and make sure that we're focusing on our job.
Harry, first time we've seen you back in England since your big move to Germany. How's that felt from your perspective? First time, I suppose, where you've come home to be part of that England team. And play for England. Has it felt a bit strange?
Yeah, it's felt a little bit different. You know, I'm always used to travelling around Europe now, so no, for me, I'm always excited to meet up with the boys. So yeah, the only difference was I was flying back from the game Saturday rather than driving back from somewhere. So no, it's been great. It's been great to see everyone again, and you know, look forward to hopefully another good year leading up to the Euros next summer.
And Harry, you've obviously been playing in some of the stadiums that are going to host the finals next summer. Have you allowed your mind to think about possibly wearing a different shirt in those same stadiums?
Not too much, you know. Obviously, the full focus has been on Bayern Munich and trying to win the games there. Of course, the Euros is something in the back of our mind, but you know, we still have to qualify first and foremost. So I don't like to think too far ahead, but of course, it's nice to play in new stadiums and get to know that, and then hopefully next summer have a little bit more feeling like home than what I'll be used to.
Gareth, last one from me. It's clearly been, in some ways, a difficult week for Jordan Henderson following that first interview he's done since his move to Saudi Arabia. The response to that's been pretty hostile from some. I don't know if you or he have paid too much attention to that, but does all of that make you more inclined to play him in this game, or more inclined to maybe keep him out of the firing line?
No, I don't pick the team based on external reaction, as you'll be well aware, over the course of 5 years, or 7. But he's a very experienced professional. He is very mature at handling any situation, really. So he's trained really well this week. The whole group have. I've been really pleased with the approach to everything, and everybody is available, which is good for us.
Good evening. My question is for Gareth. You played against Ukraine in European Championship 2 years ago. Do you notice any differences between Ukraine in Euro 2020 and now? Thank you.
Well, we feel that both teams similar, and they can control games really well through midfield, so you have to be very well organised with your pressing, and of course they have speed for counter-attacks as well. So we know that the team that night and the team that we play against tomorrow have a huge threat. We dealt with that really well in the 2 previous games, but tomorrow is a different occasion and we have to do it again.
The Euros, I guess the significance of the match was purely it was a quarter-final. But do you think now the fixture has taken on an extra significance because of the closer friendship perhaps between the countries since the war began?